What's going on, you guys? My name is Noel and welcome to my commentary and entertainment channel where my content smells better than my black hoodie. If this is your first time here, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to follow me on social media, you can follow me on Twitter where no one is safe, and you can also follow me on Instagram where my pictures flop. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So this is the part 3 to me ranking every single Bad Girls Club season. Almost done. One more after this. Just one more after this. I will be ranking seasons 1 through 5, and as usual, I'll be giving them a score out of 10 and ranking them from 1 through 5 because it's 5 seasons, y'all. You know. And if you haven't seen the other 2, you can go watch them up above right here so that you can keep up. And with the exception of season 1, I have seen all of these seasons, and as you should know, season 1 through 3 are currently unavailable anywhere. Not on Amazon Prime, not on YouTube, not on anything. They are unavailable. So for season 2 and 3, I'll be going off of memory. Also, when season 2 was on Tumblr, half the season was not available. So I only watched the other half, and I had to fill in the blanks with other clips. But I watched them. So season 1, I had to watch clips on YouTube to get a feel for the season. So yeah, with that being said, when these seasons are available, if they are ever available, I will happily amend the ranking. But I gotta get this video done so I can get this series done so I can move on to another TV series that I can rank. You know, so you gotta move on. So let's do it. And after binge watching all the earlier seasons, it is clear that the earlier seasons of Bad Girls Club are far better than the later seasons, cause it's just right. It just feels right. And one of the big reasons why the earlier seasons are the best are because there's a no hitting rule. You know, unlike BGC 11, 12, and so on and so forth, the girls aren't allowed to hit each other. And if they hit each other, they go home. And you know, a lot of people are like, well, you know, the fights are what make Bad Girls Club, you know, Bad Girls Club? But not really. Like, be honest. When Lauren and Jada fought over what Jada's last name was, did you honestly care? No, you didn't care. I don't care that Key is upset that Sayora put noodles in a drawer. I don't care about it. But the earlier seasons were more authentic, and the drama was petty, but it made sense. Oh, this person's really clean. This person's very dirty. Clearly, them living together is going to be conflict. So, coming in at number 5, we have season 3 with a score of 7.9 out of 10. Season 3 was pretty much, it was the Ambers versus the House. And I definitely remember watching that season and being on the Amber side. It was getting a little bit too much. I mean, the season was pretty good. There aren't, I will say in the earlier seasons, there aren't a super lot of memorable people. Like, there's a lot of bad girls that go through the earlier seasons that you probably don't remember them today. But then again, the show's on the air from 2006 to 2017, so over 10 years. And then on top of that, season 3 had Kayla KC, and she was the biggest personality on the season by far, along with the Ambers.
Alright, then it's your time. Alright, stand what I have to say. You ain't about to have to beat that way, and that's real. But you ain't about to. Bitch! Hey, easy, but. Alright, bro. Bitch! We already said sorry. What the? You ain't about to have to complete myself and repeat my sentence.
And she was only there for, I think, 4 or 5 episodes, and then she went home because she was crazy and always trying to fight people and always doing a lot. But she was entertaining nonetheless. Yeah, the only thing I think that puts season 3 the lowest in the earlier seasons is just simply because there's not enough memorable girls. You know, aside from Kayla KC and the Ambers and Tiffany, everybody else didn't really stand out. I remember there was an Althea and Ashley, but they weren't my favorites and I didn't really enjoy them, and anybody else I kind of just forgot about. So that's just that on that. They also jumped Amber, which was, every time they jump on Bad Girls Club, it's just ugly, it's just gross, it's just nasty, and it's just not good. So that's all I gotta say about season 3. Season 3 is number 5, the lowest on this list. Boom. But still a lot better than the later seasons that Bad Girls Club pushed out a while ago. Coming in at number 4, we have season 1 with a score of 8 out of 10. I don't know why I said 8 point. It was just 8 out of 10. Season 1, that started it all. After watching the clips of season 1 is definitely a really good season, and it was really authentic. The first season of Bad Girls Club feels like the real world. You know, people aren't fighting like crazy. They're arguing, but they're not, you know, throwing punches left and right. They're not pouncing on each other. They're not acting crazy. They're not throwing people's mattresses everywhere. They're not doing a lot of crazy things. And it seems like they got people who actually had real issues, like people who were getting locked up. You got Ty, who had issues with the law, and she was trying to change her life and better herself.
Where I'm from, nobody really had anything. So, you know, your respect and your pride is all you have. And I feel like she tried to shoot my pride down by challenging me. I'm not really regretful that I kicked her ass because, you know, I hold my own, and I bet you she'll respect me now.
You have Leslie, who was an exotic dancer and a stripper, and she wanted to change her life, and she ended up leaving the house and going to school and becoming a real estate agent.
That's not leaving with a bang. We trying to do something different. We came in for a purpose. Going out fighting, that's doing the same thing we was doing before we got here. The only one that's trying to make a change and actually cares about what's going on in my life and about being better. I wish all you guys the best. And I love you for the fights, for the love, the hugs, the drunk dances, for everything.
You had Rimpsey, who was spoiled and rich but had an alcohol problem and not happy with herself. And you had a lot of people who had genuine issues. Like, the first season of Bad Girls Club feels like the real world, and I feel like that's kind of how Bad Girls Club should feel. You know, I should feel like I'm watching people trying to navigate living together, not people coming on the show to beat each other's brains in for little to no reason. And season 1 had a lot of great bad girls that I wish they would have brought back for spinoffs. You have Ty, you got Leslie, you got Rimpsey, you got Amy, you got Joanna, you got Andrea, you got a lot of good girls that they brought in. You got Deanne, and of course there was Carrie and Jody. But it was a good cast, and they did some pretty crazy things. I mean, they had a peanut butter and feather fight, and then had to clean it up, and that was funny. Very funny. But the thing that makes season 1 the best that people are actually trying to change, and unlike the other seasons, season 1 is the only season that does not have a formal reunion. So for the end of the season, they brought back, not even all the girls, they brought back select few girls to come back in the house, sit down with a psychiatrist, and psychiatrist or therapist or counselor or somebody sit down one-on-one and talk about their experience in the house. And I think that I wish they would have done that more. Not saying that I don't love the reunions when people come back and, you know, recap and, you know, recollect about everything that happened in the house. I do enjoy that, but I also think that the Bad Girls Club is a social experience. It's a social experiment. You're putting people with different personalities from different walks of life that you know aren't gonna get along, and you're giving them alcohol and other things. Bad Girls have stated that the production company controls the heat in the house, so they'll make it really hot to see how people react. So it really is a social experiment to see how people act under certain circumstances. And I wish that the Bad Girls Club would have them talk to real psychiatrists, because that life coach was not she was a reality star. She was not, a lot of Bad Girls have said she was not a real life coach. Who knows? But she was a reality star. She was on Fear Factor. But honestly, that doesn't even have to be part of the season. Like, honestly, had they had like 1 or 3 girls after each season sit down with a psychiatrist and talk about their, you know, their issues in the house, and then post it as like a little special, I'd have loved it. I mean, I don't know if all the other fans would have loved it. I'd have liked it. But that's all I gotta say about season 1. It's a good season. I mean, without season 1, we wouldn't have seasons 2 through 17. So gotta give season 1 its props. Coming in at number 3, it is season 2 with a score of 9 out of 10. Season 2, one word to describe season 2 is iconic. Season 2 birthed us the most memorable bad girl of all time, Tanisha.
She called you a fat bitch.
When Darlene walks through the door, she's better have an explanation as to why she's calling me a fat bitch. And if I don't like her explanation, I'll kill Darlene.
Season 2 is extremely funny. It's very funny.
If you need a fix, you can go to Darlene. She got all the crack. Put it up her ass. Boy, the flame.
Very hilarious. Everybody works really well together. And season 2 was very much the definition of a dysfunctional family. Like, there's so many personalities. And Tanisha is pretty much not the entire season, but like, she's the entire season. Like, Tanisha, anybody who watches season 2, you're gonna remember Tanisha. Tanisha, literally, she hosted the reunions from season 8 to 17. She was the Bad Girls Club, and she really was memorable. You know, you have her pots and pan moment. You got her stabbing cakes. You got her famous line.
This is
Pop
real.
off!
This is
Pop
real.
off! Pop off! Pop off!
You're like, yeah, you win because you're so much louder than me.
She was it. And honestly, pretty much season 2 is pretty much Tanisha just yelling at everybody. You got Tanisha versus Genevieve, Tanisha versus Cordelia, Tanisha versus Naveen, Tanisha versus Darlene, Tanisha versus everyone. Pretty much everyone, and I'm pretty sure Tanisha's the only girl on Bad Girls Club to actually end up staying in jail during the season. Like, she got arrested and was, yeah. And Season 2 had some pretty memorable people, and I think a big reason why a lot of people don't remember the bad girls from the earlier seasons is simply because the production company didn't bring them back for like spin-offs or other seasons or to make cameo appearances. You know, a lot of them got left behind and forgotten, but there were a lot of good bad girls. Darlene was entertaining. Lyric was entertaining at the reunion. Genevicia was very entertaining. Watching her and Tanisha go back and forth, although it got kind of nasty when they started, like, you know, rubbing their behinds on the food and touching the food and spitting on the food, and it got a little bit of gross with the, you know, the bodily warfare. Wasn't feeling that. But season 2 was a good season. You're gonna hear Tanisha yell a lot, because Tanisha yells a lot. She yells a lot. But it's very, very funny. And honestly, season 2, the only thing that I thought was really problematic that I really didn't like was they were really coming at Cordelia, because Cordelia used to be an adult. She used to be an adult entertainment. And, you know, the girls put up her photos and...
Guy X is jacking off to porn, and all of a sudden he's like, oh my god, dude, that's Cordelia. Oh my god, what a skank.
That's not what a respectable young woman does.
We're really making fun of her for her past life, and that's kind of icky. Cordelia was having a rough time on the Bad Girls Club, and I felt bad for her. She was very soft-spoken and sweet and got walked all over. But season 2 is a good season. It's a good season. I love season 2. It's great. Watch it. Love it. Great. That's all I gotta say about season 2. Now, these last 2 seasons, these are 2 seasons I have recently just finished binge watching. I just finished binge watching these 2 seasons last night. Coming in at number 2, we have season 4 with a score of 9 out of 10. Season 4. What can I say? Season 4, it's a good thing that season 4 was aired in 2009 and not 2020. Natalie Nunn would have been canceled in 2020. She made fun of Annie's eating disorder. She said that Rihanna was a punk B who deserved to get beat up by Chris Brown. She wrote "too black" on Kendra's photo, and she said that Portia had a gorilla nose. And that was all episode 1. And this aired in 2020. If reruns started airing, canceled. There were so many problematic things, but I mean, it was 2009. Reality TV was still pretty raw and not that much produced. So it was a different time. It was a different, you know, different culture. You know, PC, politically correct, wasn't really taking the forefront that it is now. But season 4 was a good season. Natalie Nunn is the season. Tanisha is to season 2 what Natalie was to season 4. And for Natalie, I have a love-hate relationship, because Natalie, she was obnoxious yet entertaining. I think everybody feels that about Natalie Nunn. She was entertaining but yet obnoxious.
What are you mad about? Because you're the weakest white girl in the building?
She was so in the wrong so many times. I mean, she was cheating on her boyfriend. She was making fun of Annie. She was spitting on Kate. She was punching people for little to no reason. Well, she had a reason, but it wasn't appropriate. And what I love about the older seasons is that they got personalities that have never been seen. Like Annie on season 4 of the Bad Girls Club, there is no bad girl like Annie.
I've decided to mess with Kate's protein shake. So we put salt first to make her bloat, and then we decided to put a whole bunch of sugar in it. So she'll get really fat whenever she drinks a protein shake.
No bad girl like Annie. Like, be honest. Could you tell season 11 Stephanie from season 10 Stephanie? No, you couldn't. Did they make that much of an impact? Probably not. But season 4, like Annie, it was so creative, and the fact that they couldn't hit each other or else they would go home caused the girls to have to find other ways to deal with each other living in the house. Annie's way of dealing with Kate was sabotaging her food, putting sugar in her protein powder, putting salt in her protein powder to make her bloat and gain weight, putting butter in her egg whites, you know, doing a lot of crazy things. As far as the other girls go, I did not enjoy Amber. Lexi was okay. Kendra was cool. Flo was also the other big personality this season. Natalie Nunn is definitely more memorable than Flo, but Flo was extremely memorable. Like, her and Natalie are like pretty much the stars of season 4. I liked Flo. Although, the big issue of season 4 is that they're talking about, you know, slut shaming and how the girls don't represent themselves well, and that when they're out all together, they don't want men looking at them a certain way because certain girls are being promiscuous or doing a lot. And Flo's main way of dealing with this was calling everybody whores and sluts, and dragging their name in the mud. And it was kind of inappropriate. And like Flo had good points, but she just couldn't effectively communicate. Like, listen, it's one thing to say, hey, when we're in the club, maybe don't pull up your skirt because people can see, you know, your private areas. And then it's one thing that's when, you know, someone gets in the limo and you say, hey, you're a slut. You know, once you start calling people, you know, insults and like derogatory terms, that kind of, the conversation kind of, you can't really go past that disrespect. And then also we had the iconic fight between Portia and Natalie on the front porch of the Bad Girls Club, where Portia runs out and pops Natalie. And it was crazy. It was crazy. Crazy. But season 4 was a really great season. And season 4 and the last one I'm going to talk about, which you probably already know because it's only one number left, but they had really iconic endings. Like season 4, and you know, usually when the bad girls leave, they all cry, they wait one by one for the limo to come, they give each other hugs and walk out. But season 4 ended with a road trip. Annie went home, and then Amber, Kendra, and Lexi went on a road trip, and that was kind of cool. Season 4 was a good season. It was crazy, and there were lots of problematic things. Oh, one girl I'm about to forget is Kate. Kate was the blonde girl. I have a love-hate relationship with Kate because, you know, there were some instances where she was getting bullied and picked on in the house, and she, you know, had a right to be upset, and you want to feel for her, but she also said some really ignorant comments about black people, about not wanting to go to a black club because black men are aggressive, and she didn't want to go to a sweaty black place, and Natalie called her out for that. She also got mad at Natalie for spitting on her, but she also spit on Kendra, and it was a lot. It was a lot. Kate wasn't the best. Was not the best. But season 4 was a good season. It was very entertaining, and I was living for it. I was living for it. And the girls, and a lot of the fights happened for justifiable reasons. Portia fought Natalie because Natalie was talking about her daughter. Natalie fought Kendra because she was mad that she got a ticket for having an open carried alcohol container in public. Flo fought Amber because Amber broke her ankle. One thing I want to say before I move on, because this is the last thing I'm going to say, I was very upset that Flo had to apologize to Amber to stay in the house. And the interesting thing about the earlier seasons of Bad Girls Club is that yes, while there is a no-hitting rule, the producers pretty much let the girls decide who stayed and went. So for instance, when Natalie punched Kendra in the face twice, the girls came together, had a house meeting, and voted on whether Natalie should stay in the house. And Kendra got the final say because she was the one who was assaulted. Same thing when Amber got assaulted by Flo, she had the last say on whether Flo gets to stay in the house. So the producers let the girls pretty much decide who got to stay and who got to go. And I was really mad that Flo had to apologize to Amber when Amber assaulted her first. Amber pushed her in the pool, broke her ankle, and obviously if your ankle's broken and you're hurt and you're in pain, you're gonna want to cause pain to the person that caused pain to you. So she tossed you. And you had a little bruise, but she was in a cast. So girl, if she went home, you need to go home. I just hated that. But season 4, nonetheless, is a great season. Loved it. And then last but not least, at number 1 of the earlier seasons, we have season 5 with a score of 9.2 out of 10. Great season. Season 5 had so many memorable girls. You got Brandy, you got Kristen, you got Leah, you got Christina, you got Morgan, you got Kat. So many memorable people. So many memorable people. Kristen is the Regina George of the Bad Girls Club.
Brandy flips out about everything. She knows she will never be in our inner circle, so she'll do and say anything she can to start drama. Pathetic.
Her confessionals are hilarious. Her Valley Girl voice, her vocal fry, her nasalness, I loved it. It was a great thing, and season 5 had so many cliques. You know, you had, first it was Kristen, Morgan, and Kat, and then you had Brandy and Leah, and then you had Erica and Danielle, and the house was divided, and then people went home. No, 6 girls out of the season went home, and it was great. You know, you got Brandy calling Danielle a heroin addict, making fun of her, and Brandy throwing glass and knives at people and going crazy and going ballistic because Leah won't forgive her because she brought up the fact that Leah is messing with a married man. You got Kristen punching Leah in the face and them fighting. You got Christina throwing bleach on Kristen's skin and Kristen's hair falling out.
I'm definitely pressing charges on her for throwing bleach at me. Like, you can't throw bleach at someone.
Like, I don't know how she didn't go home. You know, girls get home for kicking someone in the head, but Christina threw bleach on Kristen. Although, in her defense, I mean, Leah and Kristen were literally throwing every liquid in the house on her, so she had a reason to be upset, had a reason to want to, you know, throw something else back. But they were really good. And then the girls ganging up on Morgan and kicking her out and dragging her down the steps, and that whole huge fight was crazy. Kat was a great bad girl. She was hilarious. Nobody was messing with her. She was a bad girl. As far as the bad girls I really wasn't feeling, Danielle was alright. She was there, but she didn't really contribute much. I mean, she hooked up with people. She had a threesome with Leia and her friend. That was about, she had the heroin addict, you know, monologue when she was crying about, you know, you don't know what I've been through. I did not like Erica, and I did not like Ashley. Ashley was, oh, God. Erica was not my tea. She tried to punk Kristen the first day, got put in her place, and then she was just quiet the whole season, and she was hanging out with her boyfriend. And then the last 2 episodes, she decides to get buck and try to gang up on Christina with Ashley for no reason, throwing Christina's stuff not only in the fountain, but also in the bay, in the giant bay in their backyard, so her clothes are gone, her suitcase is gone. Completely wrong. And then Erica, Leah, and Ashley all jumped Christina. Season 5 had an iconic ending. We didn't see them leave the house. We didn't see them say, oh, goodbye, it was nice living with you, hug, goodbye. No. They had a fight in the limo, and they all 3 of them jumped Christina, and that's where the season ended, on a cliffhanger. That is crazy. But it was not, I wasn't feeling it. Ashley was fake. She was always, she said she was gonna have Christina's back. She was talking behind people's back, and then she wasn't owning up to it, and then she tried to, you know, pick with Christina the last night. Like, girl, what are you doing? And you know you're not memorable when Perez Hilton lets you stay on the stage for 5 seconds and then puts you in the audience for the rest of the reunion. As far as another bad girl, Leah wasn't my favorite. I like Leah. I had mixed feelings. I felt like she was, towards the second half of the season when her and Kristen had their big falling out, I felt like Leah was trying really hard. And then the reunion, and that was even more abundant at the reunion when every single second, every time Kristen even said one word, one letter, one syllable, even fixed her mouth to open it to say something, Leah was yelling, trying to run up on her, screaming, like, ugh. Like, I get the reunions are supposed to be, you know, drama-filled. I get that, you know, the girls haven't seen each other in 5 months, and they're meeting up for the first time, and some of them haven't seen each other since they've had physical altercations. I get that. I understand that 100%. But that's one thing I hate about reality TV reunions is I want to understand certain things. I want to know why you said this about this person. I want to know why you threw this drink. I want to know why you punched this person. I want to know what's your reasoning behind it. I want to understand the thought process behind it. I want to understand so I can put the pieces of the storyline together. When people get on reunions on Love and Hip Hop, Bad Girls Club, Black Anchor doesn't have a reunion, Housewives, and it's just every other word is a cuss word or yelling or screaming or unintelligible shouting. I hate it because it's like, I don't know what you're saying. I don't even know what you're saying. I don't even think you know what you're saying at this point. So it was just a lot. But season 5 was a great season, so dramatic, and there were so many twists and turns. Like, I didn't think Danielle was gonna go home. I thought she stayed to the end because I hadn't seen the season in so long. I thought Danielle had stayed to the end. It was crazy. It was crazy. There were so many iconic moments, and Kristen didn't fully get the Julie treatment, but she kind of did, because Kristen was a mean girl throughout the whole season. She was a mean girl. She was a mean girl on her own. She was a mean girl with Leah, and they kind of dominated the house, and it was just, and then it kind of bit her in the behind. She punked Kaylee. Kaylee came back to the reunion and snatched out her extensions. Erica ran up on her, although Erica tried to bum rush her, and Kat got that behind. Leia tried to run up on her again. It was a lot. But I enjoyed Kristen. I thought Kristen was cool. I didn't even think Kristen was fake. I thought Kristen was consistent the entire time. She was the valley girl. She wanted to be the queen bee, and she kept that mentality the whole time on the show. And I loved it. Season 5 is a great season and one of the greatest seasons of Bad Girls Club, period. Honestly, seasons 1 through 5 put seasons 11 through 17 to shame. To shame. But with that being said, that is my ranking. That was the ranking of seasons 1 through 5. I have finally gotten the early seasons, the mid seasons, and the late seasons of Bad Girls Club ranked. So the next video in this installment or series or whatever you want to call it, I will be doing a rapid fire ranking just like I will be doing with the RuPaul's Drag Race season that I have also ranked. Click up here to watch that. I will be doing a rapid fire ranking of seasons 1 through 17 all in one list, so you know how I feel about each and every one of them. And then we will put this to rest. This will be, I won't have to, you know, rank any more Bad Girls Club seasons. It's a lot of seasons. But this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Cameron Noel. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Tune into my channel. Get into it. I have a lot of great videos. I have some playlists. Click on my playlist, watch them. I have other, you know, just watch the content. Get into it. I'm 29 subscribers away from 200, so please like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.
Boy toy named Troy used to live in Detroit. Big dope dealing money, he was getting some coins. Was the shootout